The average American home wastes between $300 and $600 every single year on electricity it never actually uses. Not from lights left on, not from long showers, from loads that are running right now at this exact moment while you sleep, while you're at work, while you're watching this, and the vast majority of homeowners have no idea which circuit is bleeding them dry. That's the number that stopped me cold when I started digging into residential power audits. And here's what's even more striking. The tool you need to find those loads is already installed in your home. You've walked past it 1,000 times. It's your breaker panel. Now, before anything else, let me be absolutely clear about something. Nothing in what follows involves touching wiring, swapping breakers, or opening the panel box. Anything inside that metal enclosure is the domain of a licensed electrician. Full stop, no exceptions, no matter how handy you are. What we're talking about is something completely different. We're talking about using your breaker panel the way it was designed to be used, as a map of your home's power consumption. That distinction matters, and it's the thing most people never hear explained. I spent a few years doing energy consulting work alongside master electricians, and what I kept seeing, house after house, was the same basic pattern. Homeowners staring at inflated utility bills with no idea where the money was going. And in almost every case, the answer was already labeled on their breaker panel. They just didn't know how to read it. Here's the thing that the trade doesn't always spell out for you. Your breaker panel isn't just a safety device, it's a circuit-by-circuit index of every load in your home. Each breaker feeds a specific zone. The kitchen outlets, the master, bedroom, the garage, the water heater, the HVAC, the basement refrigerator you forgot about. Flip one off, and that entire zone goes dark, which means if you flip one off while watching your power meter, and your meter slows down noticeably, you've just found a significant load. That's the whole technique. That's the $2 fix, not a hardware modification. A $2 pack of label tape and 30 minutes of your Saturday. Most people's breaker panels look like this. A grid of breakers with handwritten labels that say things like BDRM2 or KIT, or my personal favorite, MISC. That's your first problem. You cannot diagnose what you cannot identify. And when you can't identify individual circuits, you end up paying for phantom loads indefinitely because you have no way to isolate them. Pay attention to this next part, because this is where the real money is hiding. Every home has what energy auditors call always-on loads. These are devices and circuits that draw power continuously, regardless of whether anyone is actively using them. Some of them are obvious and intentional. Your refrigerator, your HVAC system, your water heater. Some of them are obvious and unintentional. A second chest freezer in the garage that's 15 years old and running at a fraction of its original efficiency, pulling 2 or 3 times the watts it should be. And some of them are genuinely invisible. A well pumper with a slow leak in the pressure system that cycles every 40 minutes all night long, a faulty HVAC damper that keeps a zone heating when it shouldn't, an old hot tub on a dedicated circuit that's set to maintain temperature around the clock even in summer. These are the loads that can account for 30 to 40% of a home's total electricity consumption. And they show up in your bill every single month, invisible and unnamed. Now think about what a labeled panel actually does for you. If you've gone through your breaker box and put a proper label on every circuit, the workshop outlet, the outdoor receptacles, the upstairs hallway, the dedicated circuit for the chest freezer, you now have a systematic way to investigate your consumption. You can flip one breaker at a time, watch what happens to your smart meter or your utility's real-time usage app, and build a picture of exactly which zones are drawing the most power when nobody's using them. That's the core of this. That's what I mean when I say most electricians won't walk you through this process. Not because they're hiding it. The good ones absolutely will if you ask. But because the job they're hired to do is wiring and safety, not energy auditing, the diagnostic use of the panel as a load mapping tool just doesn't come up in a service call about a tripped breaker or a new outlet. But here's where it gets genuinely interesting. When I started doing these circuit-by-circuit walkdowns with homeowners, the findings were consistently surprising. In one house, a 1990s colonial in the mid-Atlantic, nothing unusual about it, we found a dedicated 240-volt circuit feeding an old electric water heater that had lost its timer functionality. The timer had failed years earlier, and the homeowner never noticed because the water was still hot. But the heater was now running in full heating mode, essentially all the time rather than cycling on a smart schedule. That single circuit was contributing somewhere north of $80 a month to the bill. One circuit, one failed timer. Years of overpayment. In another case, a detached garage workshop had a sub-panel with several circuits, including one feeding an old chest freezer the family used for bulk meat storage. The freezer was from the early 2000s and technically still worked. It kept things frozen, no complaints. But when we isolated that circuit and checked the draw with a plug-in meter, it was pulling almost 400 watts continuously. A modern equivalent size unit might pull 80 to 100 watts on average. The difference in annual operating cost was over $200. The freezer looked fine. It smelled fine. There was no rattling compressor sound, no obvious warning. It was just old, and old refrigeration equipment can be extraordinarily inefficient by current standards. That's a sensory point worth sitting with. These loads don't announce themselves. There's no burning smell, no flickering light, no warning sound. They're quiet and continuous. The only way you find them is by looking systematically. Most people don't know this, but some utility companies now offer real-time consumption data through their apps or online portals. If your utility has this feature, it transforms the circuit walk-down process dramatically. You can flip a breaker, wait 2 minutes, and watch your usage figure update in near real time. You're essentially giving yourself a live energy audit with tools you already have. No contractor, no fee, no equipment rental. The process itself is straightforward. You want to do this during a period when your home is in a baseline state. No laundry running, no oven on, no one actively using the kitchen. Ideally early morning on a weekend. Start with your panel labeled, every circuit identified. If you don't have a fully labeled panel, that's step 1, and that's your $2 investment. A roll of label tape and 20 minutes with a permanent marker. Go room to room, flip each breaker, confirm what loses power, write it down. You'll probably discover a few circuits whose territory surprises you. That's extremely common in older homes especially. Once your panel is labeled, the monitoring walkdown is simple. With your smart meter app open or your utility portal up, begin flipping circuits off one at a time while watching your baseline consumption. Give each one 2 to 3 minutes. Note any significant drops. When you find a circuit that causes a noticeable change in your baseline draw, you've identified an always-on load worth investigating further. Here's the conditional piece. If you find a circuit that shows significant draw and you can't immediately explain what's on it, that's a conversation with a licensed electrician. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because unexplained loads can sometimes indicate wiring issues, failed components, or circuits feeding things you didn't know were still live. A licensed electrician can tell you quickly whether what you found is a normal load you just hadn't accounted for, or something that warrants further investigation. If you find that your old auxiliary freezer or spare refrigerator is pulling dramatically more power than it should, the math on replacement pays out faster than most people expect. A modern Energy Star chest freezer is genuinely one of the best appliance investments you can make. The payback period on replacing a 15-year-old unit can be under 2 years in some cases, depending on your electricity rate. If you have an electric water heater and it's running without a functioning timer. A water heater timer is a modest investment, typically $20 to $50, and a licensed electrician can install one in under an hour. If you're comfortable with basic electrical work and you're adding a timer to an accessible water heater circuit, some homeowners tackle this themselves, but get a permit if required in your area and know your limits. When in doubt, the electrician route is the right call. And if you're finding that your baseline consumption at 2 a.m., when everyone's asleep and everything's off, is still surprisingly high, that is diagnostic information worth taking seriously. Normal background draw for a home varies depending on what's installed, but if you're seeing numbers that feel high even in a fully off state, a conversation with your utility company or an energy auditor is a legitimate next step. Let that sink in for a second. The idea that your home has a nighttime energy appetite, running up costs while nothing is happening, is something most bills don't make visible. You see a monthly total. You don't see the breakdown by hour. The panel walkdown is how you start to see it. Now, about that title. The reason I framed this as something electricians don't tell you, and I want to be fair here, is that this is genuinely a knowledge gap, not a conspiracy. Licensed electricians are trained to ensure safe, code-compliant installations. They're excellent at that. Energy auditing is a different discipline with different tools and different training. The circuit as-map approach I've described here sits in a gap between those two worlds, and that's exactly where it tends to get overlooked. An electrician coming to fix a tripped breaker isn't thinking about your baseline standby consumption. An energy auditor might cost $300 to $500 for a full assessment. What you can do for $2 on a Saturday morning sits squarely in between, and it costs almost nothing. The practical action I want you to take this week is this. Open your breaker panel, look at how many circuits have vague or missing labels, and make a list. If more than a third of your breakers say something like lights or nothing at all, your first step is a proper labeling session. Bring someone with you so one person can flip breakers while the other confirms what goes off. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes for a typical home. Once that's done, you have the foundation to do everything I've described. If you want to take it further, check whether your utility company offers a real-time or near real-time consumption tool. Many do now. If yours does, set aside 2 hours on a weekend morning, print out a simple grid of your breakers, and start your walkdown. Log the consumption reading before and after each flip. Most people who do this come away with at least one surprising finding. A load they didn't know was always on, a piece. of equipment that's far less efficient than they assumed. And if any of what you find points toward an issue inside the panel itself, unfamiliar breakers, signs of heat damage, anything unusual, that's not a DIY situation. That's a licensed electrician, and the diagnostic work you've already done will make their job faster and more targeted. Drop a comment and tell me what you found when you actually walked down your panel. I'm genuinely curious how many people discover a phantom load they had no idea was there, because based on what I've seen, it's most of them. Subscribe so you catch the follow-up, where we go deeper on smart home monitoring tools that can do this process automatically and continuously, and break down which ones are actually worth the investment versus which ones are solving a problem you don't have.